Dallas had 107 yards total in the third quarter. Denver had 34. Dallas, of course, got 33 on that scramble by the punter, Toby Gordon. Emmitt Smith back now.
You know, and that run by the punter really was a momentum changer,
yes,
too.
It was. Davis is the man in motion. Here's Emmitt Smith. He cuts back and finds some room down inside the 10 to the 8. Romanowski stopped Emmitt Smith.
Well, Greg Robinson's the defensive coordinator of the Denver Broncos, and he sure loves Bill Romanowski. Yeah, he just said he's a football player.
He just loves to play. There's Greg Robinson.
And, you know, you need those kind of guys, I think, you know, to build any team on. You need the guys that the first thing you say about him is the guy's a football player. And that kind of tells a lot about what he is.
2nd and 6. Jason Garrett fires outside Darrell Johnston, who can't get away from John Mobley. Mobley can run.
Yeah, I was just going to say Darrell Johnston will never get away from John Mobley because John Mobley is a faster runner than Darrell Johnston. And this pass really hasn't worked. Anytime they tried to hit Darrell Johnston short, there's been someone there just to tackle him right as he catches the ball. That's not him. I mean, he hasn't had a chance to do anything about it, but I think I would throw that short pass to Moose Johnston out of the game plan at this point.
3 wide receivers this time. Bjornsson comes back into the backfield. The handoff is to Emmitt Smith, and there's nothing there. They tried to draw from the shotgun. Denver's seen that before, and here comes the field goal team for Dallas.
You wonder, you know, again, if they had Troy Aikman, Chan Gailey probably would have had more confidence, and you'd think he'd get back there and just throw the ball rather than try and fool him. But maybe with Troy Aikman not in there, maybe you are better trying to fool him.
Cunningham is good again. This time from 26 yards out. And that's his 3rd of the day. 35-23.
NFL Sunday is brought to you by Dr. Pepper, your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper, this is the taste. By Toyota, every day belongs to you. Make it count. Toyota, every day. By Budweiser, now is the perfect time to enjoy a fresh, cold, Beechwood-aged Budweiser. And by Propecia, talk to your doctor today.
Back at Mile High Stadium, the home of the Broncos. Toby Gordon set to kick it off. Deep kick. He really got this one. Back to the back of the end zone by Vaughn Hebron.
You know, one thing, Pat, after that long offensive drive of the Cowboys, look at this. The defense is going to be fresh because on the game clock that took 8 minutes, but the actual time was 16 minutes. So this Cowboy defense has been resting up for 16 minutes. So I don't know if being fresh is one of the things they need, or maybe a couple more pass rushers would be the more important thing.
They got Leon Lett over on the sideline.
He's just been resting for 16 minutes. You wonder what he's resting for now.
Myers and Artie Smith and Irvin McCormick are into the Dallas defense. Elway throws, gets it to Rod Smith. Godfrey just missed a shot to his head.
I was just going to say, the other thing you have to realize is as that Dallas Cowboy defense has been resting for 16 minutes, this Denver Bronco offense has been resting 16 minutes, and they've looked fresh all day. I mean, the way that they play and the way they call plays and the way they block and run and pass and move the ball around, this is probably right now the toughest offense to defend in football.
And Elway with a lot of confidence. And Deion Sanders cut down Terrell Davis. Terrell Davis. There's so many Terrells and Terrells.
Well, he had to, because if he didn't, if Deion doesn't make the play, then Davis is going to get to the outside. Here's Deion. He's getting blocked. Rod Smith figures, heck, I don't have to block him too long. I'll come off him. He comes off him, and Deion just sneaks in there and makes that tackle.
Gain of 2, 2nd and 8.
Dion will also go to the lowest point. The lowest point of the body is the least amount of power.
Dion on the opposite side of the field with Rod Smith. Here's Elway. Gets it to McCaffrey. In front of Kevin Smith.
And you don't think that John Elway sees that? He looks over there. Dion's been over on this side all the time. He doesn't want to throw it. He sees Kevin Smith over here. He sees McCaffrey over here. And really, he just looks to this side. McCaffrey comes inside, makes a heck of an outcut. Kevin Smith falls down on that cut. That's what you call faking a guy out. Now here's on the other side. Here's Deion Sanders against Rod Smith. The thing about Dion, he'll get a hand on you too.
McCaffrey in motion. Here is Elway on a play pass. Throws it up to McCaffrey. And McCaffrey with a couple of blockers in front of him.
I was just saying here it looks like they're using Rod Smith as a decoy, and they're getting Deion Sanders on him, and then they're throwing to McCaffrey. I think John Elway may have hurt his hamstring here.
He might have pulled it.
Yeah, watch him. I mean, right there when he made that move after you see him grab that. Yeah, that's the hamstring area. These guys, sometimes when you sweat a lot, you do cramp up too, and you hope it's a cramp and not a hamstring.
And when you rest a lot, that's Davis.
Yeah, he's really limping. He's going to take himself out. I think John Elway is coming to the sideline. He's either going to take time out and do something, or he's coming out. Yeah, he can't play.
And you look down at Bubby Brister getting ready on the sideline, and he doesn't even have time to warm up.
No, Bubby Brister's just going to go on in. They're probably taking time out now, but John Elway, after he made that turn, he realized that he couldn't do it. Watch him here. He just tries to come and hand that ball off, and then he grabs that right hamstring again, realizes he can't do it, and he just walked off the field. And you always hope as a coach and a fan and a parent and a wife and a kid, I mean, you always hope that it's a cramp and not a hamstring, but I have to say that is a hamstring.
That is Bubby Brister, out of football last year.
Now we got both backup quarterbacks in this game.
3rd and short for Denver. McCaffrey goes right. Smith comes left. 2 tight ends. Davis leads, goes in motion, and Brister sneaks for the first down.
Yeah, this is the thing that John Elway does, and you just watch him here. He's running out there, and just as he goes to make that twist, to make that torque, to throw the ball, he pulls that hamstring.
Well, you remember you were talking a minute ago about that long rest that the Broncos had and the Dallas defense had.
Maybe that was a negative thing. Maybe because he was there for 16 minutes, 17 minutes, maybe you start to tighten up when you stand there that long.
Brister going deep. He has McCaffrey. The McCaffrey out of bounds inside the 5.
Had they kept with that same plan, Mike Shanahan's calling the same plays. He's putting Rod Smith over, and he's letting Deion Sanders take Rod Smith, and he's getting Kevin Smith over on this side. See, this is the opposite side from where Kevin Smith usually plays. And then McCaffrey, who has sneaky speed. You think he's a big guy. You think he doesn't run fast, but he can run by you as he ran by Kevin Smith. This isn't a bad drive here for Ed McCaffrey.
No, I say.
And Rod Smith will be the decoy and let Ed McCaffrey go one-on-one.
1st and goal at the 4. Davis to about the 2. Here's Elway. And it's in that hamstring area you pointed out.
And I think, and I'm not sure which one it is, but that's a high hamstring, and there's one that is better than the other. That is least severe and takes the least amount of time to get better. I don't know if it's the high hamstring. I think the high hamstring, which he has, is the better one. I think the longer one is the low hamstring.
2nd and goal at the 3. Davis again, the deep back. McCaffrey on the move. Davis against the carry again. He gets in the end zone.
I'll tell you, he is something.
That's his third touchdown today.
We've seen him do it with finesse. We've seen him do it with speed. And that one there he did with power.
41-23, Denver. There are just so many weapons on this Denver offensive unit. How can you stop them all? The answer is they haven't done it today.
And we talked earlier, Mike Shanahan makes great game plans, and then he's very aggressive in calling it.
Helm for the extra point. Line drive extra point is good nevertheless. 9 plays, 80 yards, kept at 5 minutes and 23 seconds. (42-23). Denver over Dallas. 7.5 minutes left to play. And it's been pretty much a track meet right from the start. Mathis downs it in the end zone, and the Cowboys will start from the 20. McCaffrey has 5 catches for 117 yards. On Fox NFL Sunday, Brett Favre and the Green Bay Packers head to Cincinnati, where Neil O'Donnell and the Bengals look to slow down the Pack, plus other regional action. Coverage begins at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, with the pregame show right here on Fox. Check your local listing. Dallas ball at their own 20. Jason Garrett, the quarterback, after Aikman suffered a fractured clavicle. And here's Garrett back to throw it. Outside to Moose Johnston. And Moose heads out of bounds after a pickup of 8. That's Elway. That does indeed look like a pulled hamstring.
Yeah, and they want to get ice and pressure on it right away, and that's the first thing that you do, ice, so that you don't get the swelling or any bleeding in there, and keep as much pressure on as you can.
2nd and 3. Whirls close to a first down, about a yard shy, it looks like.
You know, in talking to John Elway yesterday, we were talking about how good he looked and how good he felt. And he said, you know, the thing that really makes me feel good right now is my wife Janet is getting okay. Janet had her colon removed, and she had it at Mayo Clinic, and then came home here, and it got abscessed and had to have some more treatment. And she is finally recuperating and doing well. And he says that's the thing that has picked him up more than anything.
She's been up and around about a week now. Here's Garrett, tosses it back to Emmitt Smith. A little confusion in the Dallas backfield, and Emmitt doesn't get the first down. Romanowski made the hit.
Troy Aikman has to be just devastated. You know, he didn't enjoy last year. The Cowboys were 6-10, and he didn't enjoy the coaching, and he didn't enjoy Barry Switzer, and then Chan Gailey came in and really changed Troy Aikman in the way he feels about football, and he's excited about it again now, and he's feeling good about it. And
he was.
Yeah, and then he breaks his clavicle.
Well, he did get enough out of that play to get a first down. And Jason Garrett drops outside to Irvin, and that's another first down. Today's game is being produced by Bob Stenner and directed by Sandy Grossman. The associate director is Mike Roy. Broadcast associates are Fran Morrison and Charles McDonald. The technical producer is Bob Muller. The studio was produced by Scott Ackerson, directed by Bob Levy. The associate director was Jennifer Love. The senior producers, Bill Brown. The executive producers of Fox Sports are Ed Gorin and David Hill. First down, Cowboys at their own 45. Jason Garrett, the quarterback. Garrett deep. LaFleur looked the wrong way. Michael Irvin, by the way, is now in the top 10 in all-time yards receiving. He passed Gary Clark with that catch just a moment ago for the first down.
You know, he is something that, you know, that, and Chan Gailey was even saying that he is impressed every day with Michael Irvin's work ethic. You know, he says, you know, that he knew he was a good player and he knew all these things. He said, but he didn't know that he worked as hard as he did. But that's how most people are good. They work harder than anyone else.
Sherman Williams ran the screen, wrestled down by Romanowski, who made a heck of a play. He's been at it a long time, and another guy who just loves to play, as you pointed out earlier.
Well, you know, and he not only loves to play, but he loves to get ready to play. And sometimes that's the most important thing. You know, that everyone can say, oh, yeah, we're going to give 100%. Boy, wait till we get there on Sunday. We're going to be fired up. But it's ready to get ready to play. You know, wanting to work to get ready to be able to give 100%.
3 wide receivers. Sherman Williams goes left. Garrett flag on the play. Garrett had the pass complete to Michael Irvin. Maybe too much time.
Ball start.
Ball start.
67 offense. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
McIver jumped a little early, so it's still 3rd down.
You know, and watching the Cowboys, watching them on film against Arizona and watching them here today, I think they're on the right track. I mean, I don't think they're going to be, you know, like a Super Bowl contender or that type of team, but I think they're going to be better than 6 and 10.
The offensive line is much better than a year ago.
Yeah, and Emmitt Smith looks pretty good, and you know, now you have the Troy Aikman thing. I mean, with him out, they need a little more help on defense. I mean, they're really banged up there and kind of undermanned there.
Sherman Williams.
They're not as good as a top team would be, but they're not as bad as a bottom team would be.
Not as good as Denver.
Oh, no. I mean, Denver's in another class. I mean, Denver is just outclassed them today in every area. But they're in a division. I mean, it looks like the Giants are losing. The Arizona, you know, lost last week. Washington lost last week. I think Philadelphia's lost a couple. So they're in a division that is not a strong division.
4th and 6, showing blitz. The Bronco defense. They might have been offside as Garrett gets the pass to Billy Davis.
Yep. Oh, there's a fight right there in the 50-yard line. Yep. Sherman Williams and Steve Atwater. But I think that's going to be against the Broncos because they jumped off sides, and that was a free play for Jason Garrett. But even knowing he had a free play, he still took a pretty big hit.
Offside, 90 defense, a 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
Neil Smith, they're about a yard shy of a 1st down.
That's the 2nd time that Neil Smith has gotten offside, and then Jason Garrett knows that he has a free play, but watch what Bill Romanowski does to him. Romanowski probably thought he also had a free play. That was close to being helmet to helmet.
4th down and about a yard for Dallas. There's Garrett going deep on 4th down. And a pass is caught and dropped momentarily by Michael Irvin. He had it a moment and lost it.
There's Ray Crockett. Michael Irvin has a step on Ray Crockett. That is a heck of a throw by Jason Garrett. That ball is out there. Michael Irvin, it would have been a heck of a catch. He should have had that.
He stretched him out just right. Back at Mile High Stadium, the crowd's starting to work its way out now as the Broncos lead at 42-23. They have the ball with Buddy Brister at quarterback. Elway went out with an aggravated pulled hamstring. Aikman went out with a fractured clavicle.
With a score of 42-23, I can see why Chan Gailey on 4th down went to get the big one because you need some scores and you need some time. Michael Irvin was complaining about that. He thought he caught the ball, and he's telling that official he caught the ball, had control, and then lost it. It should have been a complete pass, but it really wasn't.
No, here it is.
You know, the thing you see, he doesn't have control. When he hits the ground, the ball bounces out. I think he's saying he had control before that, and the ground can't cause a fumble.
Here goes McCaffrey on the move. And Davis again.
You know, I would think with a great player like Terrell Davis, and I'm not second-guessing Mike Shanahan, I guess I probably am, but I would think in the day that he's had, and the score 42-23, 2 minutes, 41 seconds, I don't think we need any more of Terrell Davis. I think I would give him the rest of the day off and get him ready for next week.
Dallas timeout. They'll have one left. Mike Shanahan. He doesn't look aggressive or ruthless or any of those things, do they?
Oh yeah, I think he's all of those things. I think that he has, under that shirt there, I think he has some steel there.
Gary Kubiak was on the headset a moment ago. There's Bill Bates, Coach Bill Bates.
Yeah, in fact, Bill Bates is really taking over coaching the nickel package of this Dallas Cowboy defense.
Third down, a yard, maybe. I'd like to welcome those of you who just joined us. That was Davis, Terrell Davis, run out of bounds with 2:43 remaining, and Denver leading 42-23. Big news in this game, and both Aikman and Elway are out. Elway pulled a hamstring, out for the rest of the game. That just happened a few moments ago. Aikman with a scramble earlier in the game before the half went down on his shoulder and suffered a fractured clavicle. But again, as John Madden said,
I was just saying, you see who was down there on the sideline talking to John Elway with Pat Bowlen, the owner of the Denver Broncos. And
Derek Lavelle.
when you have a franchise player like that and you're an owner, you want to say, here's Troy Aikman's injury where he breaks his clavicle. I think it was when he hit the ground.
Yep. And here's Elway's.
He's just starting to run out there, and as he turns, you can see he throws the ball and he grabs that hamstring right away.
So Bobby Brister has replaced Elway.
The Broncos have over 500 yards total offense today.
I'm not surprised.
And they've done it every way. I mean, they've done it throwing, and when they throw it, they mixed it around to all kinds of receivers and running it to Terrell Davis. That has been some exhibition of offensive football.
2 minutes left at Mile High Stadium. 42-23. Second down, Broncos. Davis again. Oh, this is Derek Lavelle. And Davis is getting that rest you talked about.
You know, one thing after you win a Super Bowl like the Broncos did last year, from the minute the game's over, the first question you ask is, can you do it again next year? And they've been addressing that. John Elway said it's the greatest thing in the world because they can never say again that you can't do it. But then the one, you know, before you win it, you have to say, are you ever going to win one? After you win one, it's can you repeat?
Are you going to win another one?
Yeah, you're going to win another one. The next one.
Brister is the quarterback, and he gives to Lavelle. Yesterday we spoke to Denver tight end Shannon Sharp about the Broncos' keys to repeating.
Everybody talks about complacency, but I don't really see that because I see the guys that are hungry. The offseason workout, we have more guys than we had the year before, and then the year before that we have more guys, and each year it just gets more and more guys in the offseason program to at least give you an opportunity, and that pretty much that's what you need. But I think you have to stay healthy. I think your big guns, yeah, you like to have a lot of confidence in your guys that when a guy goes down, you can put him in there and you don't miss a beat, but you have to keep your core guys healthy.
Clock running with 40 seconds.
I would say that they haven't shown any complacency. But then talking about their big gun getting hurt, you know, John Elway sitting on the bench with a pulled hamstring, you don't know how bad that is.
Well, he was talking, Mike Shanahan was talking yesterday about all the people who participated in the off-season workouts. What did he say, 36 or 38 never missed a day?
Yeah, he had 36 that never missed a day. The owner, Pat Bowlen, had special leather jackets made for him, and that became a thing of honor for the Denver Broncos. Cowboys walked into one today, didn't they? They walked into a buzzsaw. What did your grandfather tell you one time?
I was whipsawed.
I think the Cowboys came in here and got whipsawed by that Bronco offense today.
Get it all in your hand.
Jason Garrett. Kevin Williams. That could be all of it. The Cowboys do have one timeout left. I don't know if they'll use it or not.
I don't think they should. When something like this happens, you know, it's 42-23. I think you're best to just to get off, go take a shower, change your clothes, get on an airplane, go home, and get ready for next week.
Last play coming. Garrett. Irvin. Out of bounds. And that does it.
Call in the dogs and put out the fire. The hunt's over.
The hunt is over. Here's Mike Shanahan heading over for Chan Gailey. They were on the same coaching staff here in Denver under Dan Reeves. Long time.